Have you ever just watched a film and just known you don't really have anything to say about it because it's so bland and boring, but yet you have everything to say about it because it's just so terrible? That's where my head is right now at with Halloween Kills. This movie, directed by uh, David Gordon Green, who directed the last one, and written by Danny McBride and Mr. Green. It's so bad. It's so bad. I should just say, welcome to the metaverse. This is Ben Friedman rambling. Halloween Kills was such a major disappointment, guys. I wanted to like this movie. And let me just say this right off the bat. I had an experience going into this movie that was going to hurt my review of the film. I went in, movie was going well for the first 5 minutes. Group of 20, legitimately 20 people walk in, row in front of me. They are probably college. No, I wouldn't. They're older. They were older than me. I'm college age. I would say they're probably late 20s, early 30s. Rowdy as all heck. They're all like pranking each other. They're like throwing popcorn at each other. It's a Saturday night screening. I think it might be the night before Halloween is when I saw it, or maybe the day after Halloween. Don't remember exactly when I saw it, but it's definitely around the Halloween season. They're on their phones. Literally, one person's FaceTiming during the movie. And the weirdest thing to me is it was a pretty packed audience, and the audience around me seemed to have no care about what was going on in front of me. I'm like, what is going on? Am I in a mad world right now? Like, how's this possibly happening? How is everyone ignoring this experience that's happening? How is everyone not as frustrated as I am right now? How I am feeling? Uh, so I have to say that because that does hurt my review of Halloween Kills. That is not a fault of the movie, but when you go to a movie theater experience and you have a bad experience, it does just hurt the review of the film. And I can say that I am pretty comfortable and confident in myself that that does not actually really play into my criticisms of the film, and I can have legitimate criticisms of that film. But I will admit it makes some of those criticisms even more strong because I'm hating every minute of watching it. Just it feels longer all of a sudden when it's a hour and 40. It feels like 2 hours, and you notice the pacing issues because you're just like, I want this to just kind of hurry up, or why are they wasting time on these characters when I know they're going to die? And Halloween Kills is not the worst horror film that I've seen recently. It's just not. There's been so much trash in the horror genre over the past decade that this comes nowhere close to this. It's probably not even. It's not even the worst Halloween film I've seen recently. But what it is it's not interesting. Jamie Lee Curtis is in a hospital bed, the entire movie. Basically like how 1981's Halloween 2 puts her, but at least that movie has the final fight between her and Michael Myers. This one does not. Jamie Lee Curtis is literally in a bed the entire movie. The star of the 2018 one, the one who stole the movie, was Jamie Lee Curtis. She just absolutely came back and just shined on screen. And now we're stuck with her daughter, played by Judy Greer, who I like as an actress. And I think she's good in this role. We're stuck with her, and she's just such a less interesting character. There's no real dynamic between her mother, and her now daughter in this film. And ultimately, this character is written to, spoiler alert, and big spoilers here, you can tell right from the beginning that Judy Greer's character is just going to die by the end of this film, which is ultimately what happens. And it's like, why? Why waste Jamie Lee Curtis, like the trilogy of 40 years later of Jamie Lee Curtis coming back? She's this absolute heroine in the last movie, and just bedrid her and put this character that we have no emotional attachment outside of the last film and make her the hero, but ultimately not even really make her the hero because it focuses more on Jamie Lee Curtis's granddaughter in the film, I should say specifically, more puts the focus on that character instead of Judy Greer. So it's just like Judy Greer's the main character, but there's no real story going on with her. And when her death comes, it just feels like you knew it was going to come, but there's no real emotional weight. One, because the segment that it happens in, it happens so quick that you even don't even really get time to breathe or process what has happened before the film ends. And two, it's because it's for not it's foreshadowing, but the scene that happens right before it is so atrociously dumb that it makes the next scene where Judy Greer's character dies. Basically, and again, spoiler alert, as I've already said, and I need to talk about this because it's my biggest complaint of the film. All these characters are so dumb, and this isn't just dumb for a horror film, this is just shockingly dumb for writing. All these characters from like Haddonfield, from like 40 years ago when the original events of the 1978 film happened, you have like the kid that why am I blanking on Curtis's character's name right now? I definitely know it, but regardless, Curtis's character was babysitting. You have these characters like return 40 years later, whether it's the cop that was trying to arrest Michael. All these people come back, and now they're just living in this world of paranoia. It's like trying to be some sort of social movement message, I guess. And it's this mob mentality, and ultimately this mob ends up killing this innocent guy who they think is Michael Myers, which again doesn't even make sense because we know Michael Myers' picture has been seen on the radio because he was in jail for 40 years. He was unmasked and he didn't get his mask back until the last film. So people know what Michael Myers looks like. And the statue of him, because this guy that they end up killing is like a foot shorter than Michael Myers. So that doesn't even make sense. But they all just see this old guy that maybe kind of resembles Michael Myers from a real far distance. They get him and they kill him, and it's just like, why did he make that decision? You know what Michael Myers looks like. This isn't like you have no clue what he looks like without the mask. There is actual photographic evidence, which the last movie made clear, showed us, and I think it's trying to show the mob mentality. One person gets it wrong, and then the mob just falls, and they all just end up taking this guy's life. But it's so stupid. That is such a far extent of something human beings would do, and it's so over-exaggerated that's dumb. But then, regardless, jumping from that, the mob then decides it is time to kill Michael. Breaks up into groups while trying to do this. Again, you're breaking up into groups on Halloween when Michael Myers is loose and killing. How do you think that's a good idea? He literally just picks them apart, one by one by one by one. And again, that's maybe more of a horror trope. You need them so you can get the cool Michael Myers kills. I get it, but it's so egregiously done because this is like a group going out to hunt Michael Myers. Then, finally, when we get to the scene where they actually all track down Michael Myers, the mob is there. Judy Greer gets to I think she shoots Michael or stabs him or does something. She basically gets him into this crowd by taking off his mask, running, and then they all just start attacking them. They bring their rakes. They bring their rakes. They bring I think one guy has a leaf blower. They have bats. Few have guns. All that stuff, etc., etc. And then ultimately, they kill him, but they don't actually check to make sure he's dead. If you're going against Michael Myers, I would make sure to actually kill him, actually cut off his head, do anything of the sorts. And no, they just kind of leave him there for dead. No one checks on him. They leave the body. He gets up, kills the entire mob, which is even over. That's a little too far-fetched for Michael Myers. Even I get he's this human being that has this extraordinary strength that they've now showed. He might be even supernatural. But some of these people have guns, and he was basically seconds from dead. And none of them are fighting. He's basically one by one by one by one attack. And it's atrocious. And then he goes on to kill Judy Greer. This film, like I said, just doesn't make any cohesive sense. It's also overly bloody. I don't mind that the last Halloween film was fairly gruesome, but this one's comedically over the top bloody. Michael Myers is doing some crazy killings in this movie, and some of them are cool, some of them are just too overbearing and gratuitous. This film just doesn't work. And the dialogue's stupid. There's these two gay characters that just feel like gay characters written straight out of the 1980s. They feel stereotypical in every sense of the way. There's just a lot of that. It's just bad writing, bad choices, and bad just every direction all around for a film that was great in 2018. This is its follow-up sequel. It's just painful to watch. That's my review of Halloween Kills. You can tell I was pretty angry about that, but I'll be talking about a more lighthearted film because I'm going to be talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife soon, which is a film that I liked way more and is a better continuation of its sequel, or of its predecessors, than this film is. I'm still excited for Halloween Ends, but like I said, this film is just brutally painful. So thank you for listening, guys. Take care. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.